Hey, I am TC, your girlfriend, not girlfriend, and the most honest F buddy you've never had. Today's topic, participating in a threesome with your ex, friend with benefits, and their new partner. Good idea or bad idea? Let's get into it. The first thing to think about is how synced were you both when you were actively in your friends with benefits situation? Was the sex between the two of you amazing, magical, whatever other super positive adjective you want to insert there? Was it that? Because if it was that and you two were kind of moving on a very similar wavelength sexually, being sexual with one another in the presence of whomever they're with now, there's a high chance they will be able to recognize that sexual chemistry and they will not be happy about it. And in their not being happy about it, they may not want you guys to talk again after that. They may not want to see your face. So now, not only did you lose your benefits with this friend, you've also lost your friendship, because chances are they're going to choose the person that they're with and you're going to be left by the wayside. So if you know already that you're a monster and they a monster, or you're just a monster and they really enjoy that monster in you, don't do it. Don't do it. Say no. I don't care what you're talking about. Say no. Because it's difficult to hide sexual chemistry. Something else to think about is, how well do you know their new partner? How cool are you guys with one another? This is important because if your old F buddy kind of kept you a secret, or just kept the two of you apart, like you guys don't really know each other, you're kind of just like, oh, a friend that he has to this other person, it's not a great idea to get yourself sexually involved with them as a couple. Because this person doesn't know you, they don't trust you, they don't know how to feel about you. And if they see you guys sharing in an energy that you used to share in, as I stated in the previous point, it's difficult to hide sexual chemistry. And in friends with benefits situations, there's a high chance that there's high levels of sexual chemistry, because you guys were friends, so you cared about one another and you were interested in learning and doing the things that each other likes to enhance the experience. You don't want that person being immersed in that chemistry during a very vulnerable time, like during sex. You don't want a person to be brought into that energy shared between the two of you, especially if you want them to have a successful relationship and you want things to be positive between them, and you don't want that person to dislike you and separate the two of you as friends. It's just not a good idea for them to be introduced to you through sex. And I don't mean for the first time, but I mean just introduced to your energy through sex. Another big thing to consider is, how do you feel emotionally? Are you really not attached to that person? Do you really wish the best for your ex-F buddy and you are happy that they're in a relationship? You feel good, you independent, you doing your own thing, and this is just like that's an interesting thing to consider. If that's the case, then you're probably safeguarded from the possibility of being negatively emotionally affected by participating in something like that. Because just as I mentioned in the previous points about the sexual chemistry that you and your F buddy, shared at one point in time, could still share if you were to come in sexual contact with one another again, you also don't want to be privy to that person's sexual chemistry with someone else if you are not emotionally stable, or if you are too emotionally or were too emotionally attached to this person. Save yourself the trouble of feeling some type of way and don't get involved with them and their, new partner, significant other, whatever. Don't do that. If you were feeling some type of way, or you feel like there's a possibility that you could feel some type of way, I know that it sounds good. You get to have sex with a person you used to love having sex with again. They want to involve you in their new situation. You feel like you may mesh with them, or there could be this kind of throuple situation going on. There's a chance, a high chance, or just a chance period, that you are not going to be prioritized and you're going to be just third wheel. So if you're not cool with just being third wheel, don't set yourself up. But if you are cool with being third wheel, all right. If all the other points that I mentioned here are null and void and everything is Gucci, do it. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to be giving you. Do what you want to do. The last thing to consider, super important, is their current partner the jealous type? If they are the jealous type, you don't even want to put yourself in extended space with your ex-F buddy. If you guys have been able to maintain a level of friendship while they're with this person, once that person sees that there is any type of real chemistry between the two of you, it is not going to be good. They are not going to want you around. They are not going to want to talk to you. They're not going to want you to talk to that person. And you run the risk, as I mentioned before, of being cut off from your friend. And that is what you don't want. That is what this whole channel is trying to prevent. It's trying to prevent unhealthy friend with benefits situations that likely lead to no friendship afterwards. I love people being connected. I love people being able to be friends, stay friends. Like, I love all of that. I love genuine connection. So for this, if that person is the jealous type, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you can lose that connection over something stupid. Just them feeling like there's a possibility that you could or would take their significant other from them. So that about sums it up for things to consider when trying to figure out whether it's a good idea or bad idea. As always in my videos, I don't try to give you a yes or no. I want you to come to your own conclusion, because friends with benefits relationships are so nuanced and so to the individuals that are involved that I don't want to give you my skewed opinion based off of me and another person. Because also, decisions made in friends with benefits relationships are situational, because you're dealing with different people each time you're in a new friend with benefits situation. So I hope this was helpful, as all of the advice in my videos. Of course, if you have any questions or you want me to provide more from my personal experience, feel free to ask. I have no problem sharing that. I'm always open to sharing my personal experience with these kinds of things. But as always, guys, until the next video, be free, have fun, be safe, and enjoy the threesome. No, just kidding. Enjoy.